afflicted. My mind is so much afflicted, wanted to become more calm person, stable, wanted to get more peace. Okay. Okay, so beginner, right?
Yeah.
Beginners, what do you think? First, like everybody said, maybe some comment. What do you think to when you meditate? I'm going to interview everyone.
Well,
Maybe I can say something, right?
Yeah.
Can say something, but I wanted to know individually what they're thinking, meditative motivation.
I think that's a healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for them to be thoughtful about it, because we have to have an aspiration.
Yeah.
We have to have motivation.
Yeah, so usually, generally what we know, beginners who wanted to do meditate because their mind is so busy and no resting and lost emotion, afflicted, so then recognize that makes for very hard for them, and then that's why I wanted to get more peace and relax, mind more stable, less emotion, and that's the I think most people beginners think. Yeah. Yeah, right. So then practitioner, a little bit more practitioners think a little bit different. That's the reason we have to, beginners' minds, we have to change the reason that we have to do these opening prayers. Just we do aspirations, we try to change the not only I wanted to get benefit. We change the motivation, this meditation effect for other beings. Right? That's we try to do that change. Otherwise, almost 100 people comes, 90% is thinking about this life. 90% almost thinking about the happy and the peace and the joy, in this life. You think so?
I think so, yeah, in the beginning.
Yeah, 10% only maybe have a little bit different motivation. So then people who come to meditation that all has a different agenda, different motivations. They are always not same. But whatever you have motivations is okay. You can have your motivation individually, but then we try to put bodhicitta way motivation, benefit, effect from others. Then that has become more powerful to have for, the meditations become more powerful. Usually, see, we mind generate bodhicitta. We talk about all sentient beings. Never happen to we going to have for all sentient beings. Right? Not possible they're happening. But that makes our minds become more open and thinking about others more and more benefit your mind. You think about more others, more benefit for your mind, and meditations become more powerful. Right? So that's the reason we cultivate, when we practice four thoughts, cultivate all the different realms. Then sometimes we think about higher realm beings. We cultivate that. Then we comes more compassion to them, right? That compassion really going to help for them or help to your mind? Help your mind. They use that object helping your mind. Helping your mind, of course, they also get possibly benefit because they are object, object of compassion. Their object is giving for us compassion, right? Then become also like interdependent, or comes like connecting together. So think that way, and meditation also same like that. Usually when we come to Dhamma Center, wanted to receive teaching, first we all has motivation is I wanted to get peace, happy, more calm, relax, mind is more stable, wanted to recognize what's going on. Then that we change that more strong for bodhicitta.
So my point is to be able to help beginners or help us all to remember that we have to think about that we're going to do this meditation. And there may be some discomfort, there may be some disappointment that we got to go through to do that. But like Khenpo said earlier, that what we're trying to overcome, we're trying to bring the suffering, we're trying to bring the uncertainty of what it is that we're doing onto the path of enlightenment, of becoming a bodhisattva, becoming a Buddha. We have to be mindful that that's what we're doing. This is why I'm sitting down to come to this teaching. This is why I'm sitting down to do a meditation. Doing a practice for the benefit of being. So we have to have that in our mind, in our heart.
Talking about that, I agree, but I have a little bit different point of view. Of course, for all of us, because we follow the Buddha. But for some people, and let's say like some of my friends at work, they are not religious at all.
Yes.
But they want to meditate. So
Right.
if you, the motivation, when you talk to them, because you first want to introduce them to meditation first. You don't talk about, what the benefit of sentient being, because to them,
Well, then it's
they're
peace of
nothing.
mind. It's
Right.
peace of mind,
So,
relaxation.
really, like Khenpo said, it depends on, the purpose would depend on each person, the capacity of each person. And then when you tell that person, you need to know what they are seeking right at that point, at that moment. So like some of my friends at work, they might ask me, what do you do? Because you're always cheerful, for example. So they said, oh, I meditate. So they start asking me questions, and I said, meditation is very good for you. It relieves your stress. It helps you to become sharp, to, so and so. So that's what I would introduce for the beginner first. Then after they start meditating, and then I will gradually lead them into the more into the religion, more kind of like level, right? Like, and then we'll talk about the sentient being. If you talk about the religious one, for the benefit of sentient beings, it's almost like impossible. You don't have to really, I have to say, you don't have to say, oh, you're doing this for all. That you can say, if you find good, enjoy it, and then, when you're doing it, like me, I'm doing it, and everyone around you, that's true, enjoy it. So you can try that, and you don't have to say, oh, please, remember all your mom and dad, and all the family relatives that are like 1,000 miles from now, and don't do that. Tell them that enjoy it, and that, and so in other words, it will be like a skillful being, using a different way, different time.
And not taking the skillful means for granted. Practicing skillful means you're putting forth an effort. You have to be mindful of the effort for yourself and for other beings when you're helping somebody else. That's what works for them might not work for you, or vice versa.
Okay, that's really good. Breathe. Breathe. Settle down mind. So now we're going to next section. Continue. When the mind becomes unclear or cloudy and so forth, this is always afternoon. Yeah, so we stop the right place. Such as image is very helpful. That time then we use the Buddha's image. It's helpful for the unclear mind. They of course like this kind of problems, many different methods. You get upright and you have to do movement and breath, sit down and go back to again meditation. Then you can drink coffee, you can drink Red Bulls. So then you can go back to meditate, yeah. So that's also the method to clear mind. Image is very helpful. Image is sometimes used to they don't have a coffee to drink, so then they put like some special object, comes more devotion and peace, happy mind. Then that's why the clear comes mind is more clear. Very helpful. When you are visualize the deity appearance in all its vivid presence. So when we visualize the Yadam deity, then we have to think about that is the Buddha, that is the Yadam deity. Like example, one picture, if you focus on this, and you have to 100% you feeling is Chenreze, in this. So you have like that kind of strong devotion and trust, then comes like this power. Otherwise, like sometimes we use this picture, oh, this is just paper picture, not really Chenreze, then that is not the vivid presence. So that means like you really 100% think about that is the Buddha there. Then that helps for mind. Do not get convoluted with concepts about the deity's body, color or implements, being this way or that way. So also we cannot analyze for the color or the body's difference. When we visualize, called instinctively visualize, then just that is come to clearly your mind and focus that mind resting that. So that is the good way to do. And also if you use the object and focus that object and stay mind just resting with the object, special object, no analyze. All worrying of your visualization is clear or unclear or anything, just make it easy and simple. If you have thinking about this kind, so become your mind's agitation, then problem. So that's why you cannot like think about and worrying. Yes? My visualization is not clear, or my doing meditation is like incorrect, or I have so many thoughts, or I'm going to thinking, sleeping. That kind of, the worrying. So that's all actually it is the so expectation and attachment, desire become. So letting go all this kind of thoughts. Place your mind directly on the deity's body. Just focusing the Yadam deity's body and mind focus that. And let your awareness simply rest, where they're without wandering off, no any thought. So now we have to do visualize, no visualize, focus for Buddha's image and meditation. So this is the focus spatial object meditation. So this part we don't have to talk to it for who don't believe religion, who believe religion but have different belief. Then, like example, your friend, your family, or your something, like your co-worker together, anyone like you can like talk with them and talk about meditation. Okay, you can focus, like the person who is a Buddhist, or focus for Buddha, or the person who is Christian. So then you focus for Jesus, or you can focus on Mother Mary, like that kind, right? You can talk about that discussion. Sometimes like people thinking about, we always have to focus on Buddha, then that's also become too tight. That works for only Buddhist, but doesn't work other religions, right? So then someone don't believe religion, then we don't have to talk, we don't have to share about this special object. You can share about regular object, you can share about breath, and then we can talk about this. We do the meditation, get more peace and calm and happy. So everybody wants that, right? Everybody wants happy and peace. So that's why we can share some sections easily for others, some is not easy. Now we're going to use the special object focus. So you can directly see the Buddha here, statue, and then so many statues. The focus, this image. That's also very good to look a little bit far away up to the facing. Is mind become more open in the clear. So I get to the Buddha Shakyamuni statue. The mind just resting there, and sometimes like your mind is kind of foggy and like unclear. Then visualize Buddha's this statue heart center comes light, very like delight, like right, delight, special, like very, how to say, like shining, powerful, like come from Buddha's statue heart, hit to your heart. So then visualize that, then your fogginess mind is go away. Almost sleeping, right? Okay, so next one. Special object. Good. Same thing or not the same? So what are the difference like regular object and the special object? What? Anyone said something? Yeah. Yes. That's good, you know. The teaching also said mind is become more happy. Use a special object. Okay, so then we go to the second category, is shamatha. That has focal object. The second means like special object is part of the regular object. We use the just object, you know, different object. No, this one is the second category is shamatha that has focal object, but not a tangible visual object. So this category has two further subcategories. Meditating with focus on the breath, meditating without focus on the breath. So the first one is easy here, the second one is then everyone gets second section is lost. So now we go to the first one, meditating with focus on the breath. The first subcategory refers to keeping one's intention on the in-breath, the out-breath, and the moments between inhalation and exhalation. So now this part section, you can close eye, open eye, either is okay, which is easy for you. So we're going to focus the breath. When we focus the breath, you cannot count the breath. And just mind only exhale and inhale, focusing with the breath. No counting, no forcing, and mind just resting with the breath. Breath keeps your mind, you know, there. Otherwise, minds go all over the place. So when we do that meditation, then you focus with breath, much ever you can stay, and then sometimes more thoughts comes. So you have to change the focus. Change the focus, go back to regular object. Meditate. And then you focus for breath. Like we talk about the mind is unclear. And kind of feeling is not positive. Then focus go back to the special object. So this all the method we have to use, you know. Like even one session meditation, first like we can visualize the room guru, and then after focus to the object, focus to breath, and resting, and then go back to again, like you can do simultaneously, yeah? Called simultaneously, right? In the one section, you can change 2-3 minutes after another one. That is all depend on your like situation. They always change, right? This two is Some people very easy to meditate with breath, not easy to use regular object. If you are easy to focus breath and very hard to focus object, then you practice more focus for object. Because either is easy, you will have to do that. You know which is like more you used to, familiar to, then that is become easy. But which is not easy, then you try to focus more that part. Then one day like both, you know, either way is same. You can focus for breath, you can focus for regular object, then doesn't matter which object you use. That is good way to do that way, you know. Then also sometimes like you can easily focus for breath, but not easy to focus object. That also change, like some morning, afternoon, evening, you know, the elements is always not same. So changing, right? That's why you can use this different method to meditate. Then our elements is changing. So then you use to all this different method you can do, then it's really good for, you know, meditator. Very good for you. Otherwise, like you only focus for breath, then one time like you tired that you wanted to do something different, but then you stuck there, you don't know how to do. So that's why you have to practice also other like focus for regular object. So now here is keeping one's intention on the in-breath, the out-breath, and moments between inhalation and exhalation. However, do not get caught up in thinking that this is the in-breath or no, I am exhaling and so forth. If you do that, become called agitation, is thoughts. So we don't have to think about no, I am exhalation, no, I am inhalation. That also become thoughts. So now we're going to focus for breath, meditation. You can close eye, you can open eye, either is okay. So breath from the mouth. We have to change our habits. So if you don't breathe from the mouth, still you can do meditate, but one day you get fever, nose is blocked, then what are you going to do? So you can't meditate because your nose is already blocked. So you cannot breathe. And also, we always breathe usually from nose. The nose breath is called afflictive emotion. Breath from the mouth is called wisdom breath, because mindfulness breath is changed our habits, become wisdom. So that's why we have to do exhale, inhale, both the mouth is good. But if you cannot do that, inhale from the nose, exhale from the mouth. Don't do both is from the nose. It is clear? Okay, so tongue is put up in the palate. Very small, softly open the mouth and breathe from the mouth. Okay. So now we have to chant Om Ahom because the mind is foggy, sleepy. Om together. Okay. Focus forehead. Om. Ah. Okay, so any questions? Up in the palate.
Yeah, I find it's hard because the breath cannot come out.
Really?
Not only that.
They just say.
When not only that, when I open the mouth, it seems like the saliva liquid start forming, and I have to swallow in.
Yeah.
Often, right?
What? When you breathe from the mouth and the throat is dry. Dry, yeah, I see. Oh my goodness. See, the used to like this method is like not going to dry the mouth and the throat. That's the reason. So we have to touch up in the palate.
Really serious question, Khenpo. We normally, this is like physical. We normally always supposed to
Breathe from
the
the,
nose.
yes.
And even breathe up to the mouth, okay. But if we are keep doing this, would it become like a habit? And then when you do it in your sleep, you do the same, and then it will become a sickness, a problem of the what do you call it? The sleep and you become snoring.
Oh, so breathe from the mouth.
During sleep.
During the sleep, yeah.
That is a big problem. It would, so I don't know.
Yes, Auntie. Mm. Mm. Okay. Yeah, that's also the truth, like containing the breath. But that is not the shamatha meditation. So that is the core, like sometimes mind for meditate, like try to count the breath. Mind for meditation. The mind for meditation also has a kind of different levels. So that is the one of the mind for meditation, mindfulness meditation. Yeah. See, you heard this in Gachen Rinpoche when his father talked to him, like when he was young, like seeing that stone and to get that point, focus that, and then go to another. So like on the road walking, right? See, that's all the like different focus where to meditate, yeah. So all this help for mind is calm down, focusing different ways, meditate. Usually mind is followed all over the different kind of object. So now mind is like try to resting, not follow the object. So that resumes so many different kind of object, right? You can rest in many different ways. So that's why the resume is a lot of different kind of way to meditate and practice. So then stomach also like so you put very strong breath, then you can focus for stomach too, right? Soft, very gently, then you cannot feel the stomach. Stomach cannot feel that.
To do that, it pulls the diaphragm. The diaphragm opens up the lung. And then when you contract the abdomen, then it contracts the abdomen of the diaphragm and you breathe down.
But isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like you're not necessarily breathing out and doing meditation?
Yes.
Because if I can, when I breathe, I can through the nose, and I visualize almost, it just becomes a normal, that is all the way down to the stomach, and I visualize the arm, not here, but down here, and I could feel the heat start forming down in my stomach. So it's too long. Yeah, that's
Well, that's a different practice.
Yeah.
That's getting more advanced.
But my question is, if you're already familiar with that kind of technique, should we just keep that instead of trying to practice a different way?
So you mean the home is go to in the
That doesn't make
The red arm in the stomach, and it's like a flame. It's burning away all the obscuration. This is not. No, but then it doesn't matter as long as you, whatever technique that you do to keep you calm and the mind, samadhi is what? It's so you don't focus, whatever you do, so you don't lose the focus on anything else, right? That's the purpose of samatha.
so mine is like long as you clearly keep to the object is shamatha. The home is usually is like home like
Or when you breathe and when your breath goes down to stomach, visualize with the place. And then hold your breath there and also contract your arms in. So it's just like force, close it and force the air down. And then hold the breath as long as you can. And when you breathe out, that's more advanced technique.
Yeah, but you think that you're trying to teach your friends or talking to Main Street, you say, oh, I do this, and then they get all confused. So that's why it's all find out your own methods that makes you
And so, based on teaching from Bajra Rinpoche 2 years ago, he said you can focus on anything, even pebbles or anything, as long as your mind focus on an object. So your mind doesn't wander around. That's samadhi. That's shamatha. But the important thing is posture and keep your back straight. That's it. Very simple. Because body of different people is different. If you follow, like the book, like the 4 steps, Vairochana, then some people might not, sit in deep lotus posture, then you have problem. The important thing is keep your back straight and something to focus.
Yeah, I think in this case, the object should be breathing, right?
Yes, yeah.
Focus on that's your object.
This one is we have to focus breath out, in here, out. Only just focusing that, not counting, not forcing to breathe, just only focus. Mind resting with breath. Breath, mind comes together. Exhale, inhale. Okay? So now it's a reference to stabilize your awareness. Rest it there as long as possible. Long as possible, We don't have to require to 10 minutes you have to stay. Not require half hour, 1 hour, much ever you can. To summarize the main point here, the very definition of meditation is resting mind just as it is. The main point here is the very definition of what the meditation is, resting the mind. If mind is not resting, then not meditation. As long as mind is resting, then it's already meditate. So that's why many different ways you can rest in the mind. Right? So this is the generally, this shamatha meditation, resting mind is 3 different sections, 3 ways we have to rest in mind. Focus objects, any object is possible, right? Then focus for breath, no referential focus, no any object. 3 categories only. So then first category has many different, you can focus any kind of levels, any kind of objects. Then we can make regular object and a special object to difference there. Then focus for breath and no any focus. So 3 categories here actually in the shamatha meditation. So then it's a natural state without being convoluted by concepts and projection of confusion. So any we have thoughts and sometimes concepts, projections of confusion, then that is the the not meditation, all the distractions comes out. So the purpose of meditation is to vanquish the conceptual tendency of mind to grasp at awareness. So that's the reason we have to do in meditation. Long as mind is grasping to object, then mind is not resting. Mind is not resting, then mind get, follow the object and create all the problems. Then get emotions, anxieties, and follow that comes more problems, right? So that reason we have to do in meditation. And the second subcategory, so then now we're going to second one. This is the hardest part. If you can do this meditation, it's very good. Then this one, the second means is like no object has two difference. The focus for what is this?
Does not involve focusing on breath.
Yeah, not focusing. So the second subcategory, that like second means like focus object without object, right? So this is a without object. Focus for breath, focus for object, both is focus, both is support. So now you don't have any support. You must be independent. So the second subcategory that does not involve focus on the breath, involves simply rest in the mind. We know using focus for breath. So not very hard, not easy. If you do this meditation very well, then Mahamudra special insight meditation is there. So now we don't have any support. What do we have to do? Without placing intention, we don't have any intention, pay intention object on a particular object and abiding in awareness, just as it is. So when we go to this meditation, like you're going to take the sections, first always focus object or breath first. Then slowly like leave the object, try to stay, stillness and calm, no using object. Then your mind is like shaking, then go back to focus. Then become more stable, then leave the object again. Meditate, yeah? So that way we have to practice in this part, this section. And this important is awareness. Awareness, we like any thoughts arise, we have to recognize. If you recognize more thoughts, you have become more practitioner. If we not recognize thoughts, then become like all the follow the thoughts, but we wasting time and cultivate thoughts become. So that reason, like recognizing is the most important. Then Dzogchen meditation also has only 3 different special techniques. The first is recognize, same is the friend, friend, someone you know very well. So that's the we have to recognize. Same is your someone knows very well. Like that, you seeing that person, right away you recognize. Oh, he is that, right? Same thing when thoughts arise. Oh, right away have thoughts comes, recognize. Then that's the first. Second one is any thoughts, emotion, whatever arise, naturally liberated. You know, liberated means no rejecting, no any rejecting. Liberated means actually no any accepting, you know, any thought comes, no accepting, or it's become liberated. We not try to reject any thoughts comes, we not accepting, it's all is liberate. So third is like any thoughts all comes, it's become positive. Then never you lost your meditation, any thoughts, distraction, whatever that comes, is become no distract. You know, like when you meditate here, and thousands people there, no distraction. That means like thoughts never harm to meditate. Thought is just going like that, you know, nothing to you lose your focus. So that three techniques. The first is like same is the recognizing, like you know somebody very well. We have to recognize the thoughts. Second is called liberate thoughts naturally, no rejecting, no accepting. Same is the snake, you know, the snake, naked. What do you call naked? There's something called naked or knock. Not. I have to try to show you something. Snake is a knot, naturally, release naturally. So thoughts comes, we don't have to try to reject, naturally you recognize it's liberated. You don't have to put any effort for that. If you try to stop the thoughts, then becomes already like, you know, cultivate again, like agitation comes. You lose already meditation spot. Then third is called like thief go to empty house. Nothing going to get, nothing going to lost. So that means like any thoughts comes for meditators, not going to lose anything, not going to distract for them. Thoughts just recognize as and purifying, recognize and purifying. So you purify more thoughts, then become your practice is more strong growing. So that three techniques, you know, Dzogchen meditation, same thing here. We have to recognize like that way. Without placing intention on a particular object and abiding in awareness just as it is. So then just stay the nature, whatever arise, just it is. Stay that place. So then whatever arises, just rest in the empty nature, not getting caught up in fixating on emptiness or fixating on clarity. So sometimes, it's clear, try to fix empty. Fixating means attached to, right?
Focusing.
Yeah, caught up in fixating on emptiness or fixating on clarity. So, the point is a kind of not only emptiness focus that, right? Not only state that, not only clarity. When a thought arises, cut through it immediately as described above. So this is the very similar Mahamudra. It's talk about described, it's not much difference. Cut through immediately as described above. So cut through means like we just letting go. Not any we cannot use any like solution to go away the thoughts. If you looking something solution to go away thoughts, then become is more distraction, agitation, And then this meditation, when you meditate, like you recognize you have so many thoughts, you don't want that, you want really peace and calm. So that also becomes too much expectation and agitation. So you cannot think that too. It's really hard, find a balance. And one thing is meditation is most easy one. Just stay like, not any follow the thoughts. But sometimes like hardest one, because like balance, can get that balance. So that reason, we have to, sometimes like you do meditate, oh, it's perfect, kind of feeling you that. Sometimes you never get into there. You try to stay long, but never get into there too. Because sometimes we didn't get the balance. Then we have to know that where to meditate. And also when you stop the meditation, called pause meditation. Pause meditation cannot pausing when you have hard time, many thoughts, difficult. That time, if you pause to meditate there, then you habituate that, then your meditation is not going to be successful. Because you do that again and again, then you don't want to go back to meditation because you don't have feeling that. So you don't have feeling that you lost your effort. Mostly people is the problem is when they meditate they have very good feeling they do, and then sometimes like kind of lost thoughts comes, then they stop, they go. So we do that, right? That is the wrong spot. The pausing meditation. So pause meditation is always into there, you have very peace and really good feeling, and then you stop there, then you habituate that, you get more effort, you want to go back more, no one can stop the then. You're going to go more meditate. So that's the we have to know method. The second main category of shamatha meditation without focal point also has two subcategories. Focus, concentration, relaxation. For the first subcategory, so this is the only method, really not the different sections. So now what we have to do, we have to meditate together, practicing. First we use focus, you breathe or just regular object, okay? Then after leave that, don't use any object. Try to stay mind is just independently calm and peace. It is clear? Okay, we do that. Then of course like this meditation is almost going into the spiritual insight meditation. Spiritual insight meditation is we're going to talk tomorrow. So this meditation is like people who always do the spiritual insight meditations, no difference. But people who didn't do the spiritual insight meditation, then this and the spiritual insight meditation is a little bit different. This is just no using any object, not follow the thoughts, mind just stay calm, and the mind is just remained, kind of like just stay there. Then spiritual insight meditation is another consciousness kind of looking to that mind. The mind is very stable, another mind is locked to that one. Then becomes seeing like another one there, right? So this one, they don't have that. No one going to lock to this mind. Just this mind stay calm, no any object focusing. Okay, so difference, understand? Yeah. So this meditation didn't have alertness, right? Alertness. This one didn't have alertness. Alertness is like going to use special insight meditation. This one is just calm, stay, no any object. Yeah, ready? Okay, so no short break. Really? Okay. Take short break. Then here.
But it's good that you're aware that you're about to fall asleep. That's the key. Alert. Even while you're about to
Yeah, thank you. You are the best. Yeah. Okay, so actually meditation teaching is finished. Yeah, so this is the last section. Just a little bit different techniques. For the first subcategory, where is the second main category? The second main category of shamatha meditation without focal point also has two subcategories. So when we meditate, then actually already talked this morning, sometimes to lose, sometimes to take problems. Generally these two problems we can get the balance. So that's why focus, concentration means sometimes we have to more concentrate, needed to take up. Sometimes we have to lose up relaxation. And for the first subcategory, how to take up, the reason is sit with straight posture, like have fogginess, sleepy, and some people just try to meditate right away, like this, right? Go into sinking lethargy, right? So that problem who has, then when that problem comes, that time, then sit with straight posture, straight up posture. Example, straight breath, sharpen your awareness, so more try to clear. With the result, not to allow yourself to follow after any thought of 3 times. So we have to like more take up, we change the motivation. I'm not going to follow the thoughts. The thoughts is past thoughts, going to think about the past, thinking about the future, thinking about the present moment. So that kind of, three times thoughts. We think about I'm not going to follow these any thoughts. With resolve not to follow yourself to follow, allow yourself to follow after any thoughts of 3 times. Rest instead of clarity and emptiness. So then cut through all movement of thoughts. That is when we have like fogginess mind, not clear. So we have to more take up everything, cut through all movement of thoughts. The next subcategory is relaxation. The other problem is sometimes we too tact. Then that time we have to use this technique. It's mind is a kind of a monkey mind, lots of thoughts, agitation, so many distractions going on. Then you can't meditate. Then you have to go to relaxation. When you are meditating as described above, and you get restless or grow weary of meditating, or when the mind starts to become so active that it gets overstimulated, and just relax your body and mind and let yourself rest naturally. The body posture also become more go down, like relax. So that's within this state of concepts or emotional poisons arise, just immediately cut through them. When we meditate at that time, so then of course emotion arise. And when emotion arises, we have to cut through that. It means like recognize and then go back to meditation. Sometimes then lots emotion arise, then we have to stop meditation. We have to go back to practice Vajrasattva mantra. So that means like previous karma, like non-virtuous deeds. That is become, like for that karma, like non-virtuous karma, we didn't have enough accumulation merit. So if we don't purify non-virtuous karma, then meditation is not successful. That reason we have to go back to visualize Vajrasattva, chant Vajrasattva mantra, create accumulation merit, and then go back to meditation again. So that's kind of different techniques. Sometimes when we meditate, this emotion poison strongly arise, more strong, then kind of very difficult to meditate. So that means like we have to purify our karma. Otherwise meditation is not going to be successful. So require is to do meditate Vajrasattva, practice Vajrasattva. Other like small tiny obscurations comes, we cannot stop meditate. Try to like different, they have a method, right? Relaxation, more relax or more tact. So we have to know these techniques. And then here is a concept or emotion poison arise, just immediately cut through them means when we meditate that time, not only negative thoughts arise, sometimes it comes positive thoughts also comes. So sometimes it comes like wanted to generosity and compassion, kind of like positive thoughts, virtuous thoughts comes out. When you are in the meditation, we cannot follow positive thoughts too. Of course, negative thoughts, we cannot follow that, but positive thoughts also, we have to recognize, have to purify. Means like release thoughts, go into the meditation state. Just immediately cut through them. If such a background movement of mind occurs, do not try to repress this. Just let it settle into its own state. Sometimes like we have subtle thoughts there, really stuck. That's problem lot. We think we are in the meditation state, but not really go in there because subtle thoughts, not really coarse thoughts, going to take way to thinking about yesterday, like some other thoughts there, but it's mind is kind of meditated, but there's still the subtle thoughts there, movement. So that kind of thoughts is cut through, is more harder than, the coarse thoughts. Subtle movement thoughts is really hard to cut through and also harder to recognize. So then that time we have to just let it settle into its own state. Recognize, love that emotion or thoughts, then that's naturally into meditation state. So this like same is the Mahamudra meditation. Any like emotion comes, right? We not try to reject that, not finding other solution. Just look to emotion, that emotion is naturally empty and groundless, rootless, then is purified. So that way, subtle movement thoughts, we have to look that subtle thoughts, then that thought is naturally go into the meditation. Means its own state. It's clear? Yes.
Use the language "get true." So the term "get true" seems so strong. It seems like the mind is too tight to me. I'm just talking about the way the language is used. You say that an emotion arises, a thought arises, we recognize it, and we liberate it. But that sounds a lot softer than "get true." The language "get true" somehow describes a process which is very tight, very strong. Yes. Right. Yes. That's right. So do we want to make it very strong, or do we want to relax the mind and let it just disappear by itself?
Can you say again that?
Yeah, when the thought arises,
Yes.
do we really control, or do we just recognize and let it naturally disappear?
Recognize, naturally disappeared.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just thinking of the way the term is used. The term "get true" involves something that is more forceful, and we don't want to force the mind.
Yeah, that's also like we talk about some has more balance, some people, right? Some people has needed to very take up. So if you don't take up, then you lose your balance, right? So earth element is very strong. Some people is like we talk about wind element is very strong, right? If the wind element is very strong, then you have to cut through. You know, you more effort to cut through it. Otherwise, this thoughts comes again. You have to cut through. And we talk about right balance, right? That kind of person, then letting go. So actually, the word is like works for different. We have like three kind of different. What to say, the persons meditators, right? Three kind of different categories of meditators. So someone has like monkey mind, that kind of person needed to cut through. And someone is balanced, all the element is balanced, that kind of person needed to letting go. Yeah? So then who is the other one is like needed to more effort again. So that person, the last one has like not so many thoughts there, but so fogginess mind, right? So that kind of person is like a little bit different, where it's like they have to more tacked up again. Yeah. Okay, then do not try to repress this. Just let it settle into its own state. The trick, right? The trick for beginners is to do many sections of short duration. See, we talked this morning, yeah? This one we have to do many sections. So break down the lots different sections. Otherwise, we're going to wasting lots of time. And the beginners like have to many sections. Then you have to increasing again. First, like we do 5 minutes, then go up to 7 minutes, then go to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then go up to the 20, you know. Then you have to 30 minutes, like then you don't have to break up. just hold one section to meditate. That's all the different method. So when we meditate, like same is they talk about the elephant, not the same as the dogs. Do you know that story? You don't know? Elephant and the dog. I thought you know that. Who's the elephant? Who's the dog? So who's follow the thoughts? Yeah, so you follow the thoughts or not? Or you don't follow the thoughts? If you don't follow the thoughts, then you are same as the elephant. If you follow the thoughts, then your meditation is the same as the dog. The dog is like, if I throw the stone for dog chasing the stone. Then another stone he get, because he chasing the stone, right? So then the stone is never stopped. Elephant, you throw the stone, elephant chasing the stone or not? No, elephant where they going? No, elephant going to get the person who hit the stone, you know. Yes, they said that. Then you cannot get another stone again. So that means you have to cut through, go to the mind, you know. No follow the thoughts.
So be the elephant.
Yeah, be the elephant. So we all have to be the elephant, okay, not the dog. Otherwise, never endless thoughts arise. Okay, so that means like you have to go into the cut through the mind. This all thoughts comes from mind. So that's why you have to go back to the mind, not try to fix the thoughts. You cannot fix the thoughts. We have to fix our own mind. All the thoughts come from the mind, right? So that's why we have to cut through the mind, not from the thoughts. Short directions. These are the traditional oral instructions. So then if you concentrate too long, there is a danger of causing agitation and overstimulation. Sometimes we concentration too long is too tight. Then danger of causing agitation and overstimulation comes.
What is overstimulation? Could you please give the example?
Agitation and overstimulation means like more, like become more thoughts arise. Right? So then you comes kind of like more thoughts, never stopped.
More monkey mind.
Yeah, more monkey mind, become more monkey mind. More stones coming forth. Then you have so many stones follow the, chasing, right?
Can they also cause a mental problem that some people would say meditation? Crazy, yeah, crazy kind of. Is that
Crazy. So that's the like you didn't have a balance. Become crazy, You have to like know how to get to the balance. And crazy also, I already talked to the Vajrasattva practicing, right? Sometimes like so minds become and go into the thinking, unhappy, and feeling is kind of like not positive feeling, more negative feeling arise. So that time have to stop the meditation, have to go back to accumulate more merit. and practice Vajrasattva. So that means like the person is not enough accumulation merit. So there are many obscurations coming. So that's why they have to change this or the different, like balance. Causing agitation and overstimulation. If you relax too long, there is a danger of falling into laxity, dullness, and lethargy. So that's also the person who has like earth element is more strong than other element. Then that time is the person is more lethargy. So then when we have this problem, we have to more take up again. Okay, since each person will have different predominant tendencies based on his or her constitution. So that's the give good like description, right? The reason is because individual has different constitution. Even also like our morning, afternoon, like change, right? Not always the same. So then which is the predominant tendency? Sometimes lethargy is more predominant, sometimes the monkey mind is more predominant. So then we also have to take up or lose, or we have to know the balance. The practice should be adjusted to suit the individual's nature and constitution. For example, a person with a predominantly earth elements, here talking about constitution, will tend toward lethargy and dullness. We have 5 elements. So 5 element, earth is more strong than other element. Then always lethargy, fogginess, sleepy, more lazy. So then also have to meditate precious human body and meditate impermanence. So that's helpful to introduce these two. And thus may have trouble with clarity of awareness. He or she should focus more on concentration. Then we have many different ways of concentration, right? Meditate. Especially good is like 4 thoughts meditation. We have to meditate impermanence. Then we have to meditate also precious human body. So that is helpful to, like lazy and fogginess mind. Usually we have a lot of laziness, especially when we go to Dharma practicing. Like the one yogi's realization song has, when I'm going to do bodily activity, my senses are very clear. When I'm going to do practice Dharma, my senses is going to shut down, So usually when we're going to do practice Dharma, it's like 5 senses become shut down, right? So foggy, sleepy, lazy, and I want to going to do then tomorrow, not today, then next year, next month, like that kind of always put the next time, not effort. So when we don't have enough effort, then we have to meditate impermanence meditation. So impermanence meditation helps like this kind of problems, so purify or how to say resolve or antidote or solution, maybe impermanent meditation solution for this. So then we think about it. If we don't do right now, then we don't know when we're going to die. We don't have, no one has certainty. everything is uncertainty. So many causes, conditions for death. So not so many like conditions for living long life, right? So that kind of thinking about meditate. And then we think about life is very short. That helps for this problem. Then a person with predominantly wind element constitution will tend towards monkey mind and excitation and overstimulation. He or she should focus more on relaxation. So then this problem comes, also we have to cultivate meditation. You know, cultivate meditation is intellectual meditation. We have to cultivate. So we have to cultivate precious human body. We have to cultivate the karma cause and the effect. We have to cultivate meditation, love and compassion, right? So that kind of meditate. And also we have to cultivate where is the self. So then it becomes very hard. Then you can cultivate a lot thinking about it. Then your mind needs that, right? So mind has lost energy. So you go to the cultivate love for self. Then where is the self? Where is the like you love yourself? Where do you are located? No, where is the mind located? See, no self, right? Then selflessness of phenomena, selflessness of a person. So that meditation, we have to go that meditation, because sometimes we have lots of monkey mind. We cannot do resting meditation. Then we have to go to analytical meditation. So we have to cultivate. They have a choice, always something. If we do not understand the key point of balance, the extremes of lethargy and overstimulation, we run the risk of meditating incorrectly. See, if we don't know the method, then go to crazy, go to something, create problems. So you know that something, they always have something solution. Okay? So teaching is also finished here. And so shamatha meditation is, today we talked, is called resting meditation. We have a intellectual meditation and resting meditation too, right? This is a part of a resting meditation. Then resting meditation also have to go with skillful method. Without a skillful method, resting meditation is same as like I share you the story about a monk come from China, and he taught teaching meditation. So if you do go that direction, you never get increase in quality. Like same as the stone is put in the water, never going to get wet. Do you understand? Still under the water, but it's cannot wet. You take out the stone, it's like cannot be soft. Do you understand? So what that means, when you meditate, same time you have to use skillful method. Then many people think, how we can use skillful method? Resting cannot do anything. Skillful method, right? Then you can do many different ways. Put skillful method. First, mind generation. We did that, right? Mind generation first put in there. Then when you do meditate, and then sometimes like you meditation like kind of too tight or too loose, or sometimes a lot of thoughts. That time take break and cultivate love, compassion during the meditation. Sometimes and then also when you meditate, the rare compassion, like called pure compassion, come from in the resting meditation. So you meditate, really go into the natural mind, Mahamudra, then comes more compassion. Like when you get into that meditation, you have fear and you recognize, you have some experiencing, yourself. Then you recognize, oh, I am lucky. And I have the special teaching like this, practicing. So then you're thinking about who don't have this kind of special teaching, perfect wisdom. Then you comes compassion to others. It's clear? That comes compassion, because the cause is wisdom. Cause is wisdom, then result is compassion arise. So usually, like compassion go first, then wisdom, right? This is the perfect compassion. It's actually come from the wisdom. So when you meditate, then you recognize and you know all the beings are suffering. That kind of really reality, absolute truth. No recognize many beings. You then no recognize this. They all beings are suffering in samsara. So you seeing that, you understand that, then comes strong compassion to them. Then go back to resting meditation again, and then comes compassion again. Then after you finish your secure meditation, then you try to help for other beings, do the dedication for them. So that means like skillful method, wisdom, simultaneously practicing. So we do that kind of practicing, then our quality, like, it's arise. Sometimes like spring, all the frozen water is become melted, right? Melt, yeah. Same like that, then frozen surface become melt. Compassion, wisdom comes together. Then all the quality, comes, more quality arise, and then sometimes purify karma. So that's the highest practicing. Go skillful method and wisdom together. So that is more is talk about tomorrow. Okay, so any questions?
Good job.
Thank you. Yes, we do the here is the Khenpo prayer.
Page 40.
Turn the light.
Oh, everything, appearance and existence, samsara and nirvana, are single ground, yet two parts and two fruitions, and magically display as awareness or unawareness. Through Khenpo's prayer, may all beings become Buddhas, complete, perfected, and abide of the Dharma Dharma. The ground of all is uncompounded, and the self-arising great expanse beyond expression, has neither the name samsara nor nirvana. Realize just this, you are Buddha. Not realizing this, you are being wandering in samsara. I pray that all your beings of the three realms may realize the true meaning of the inexpert ground. I, Khenpo Zampo, have realized the truth of this ground, free from cause and conditions, which is just this self-arising awareness. It is unstained by outer expression and inner thought, affirmation or denial, and it is not defied by the darkness of unmindfulness. This is the self-manifesting display is free from defects. I, Khenpo Zampo, abide as intrinsic awareness. Even though the three realms were to be destroyed, there is no fear. There is no attachment to the five desirable qualities of sense object. In self-arise consciousness, free of thoughts, there is neither solar form nor the five poisons. In the unceasing clarity of awareness, singular in essence, there yet arise the display of the five wisdoms. From the ripening of these five wisdoms, the five original Buddha families emerge, and through the experience of their wisdom, the 42 peaceful Buddha appear. Through the arising power of the five wisdoms, the 60 wrathful Herukas manifest. Thus the grown awareness is never mistaken or wrong. I, Khenpo Zampo, am the original Buddha of all, and through this prayer of mine, may all your beings who wandering in the three realms of samsara realize this self-arising awareness, and may your great wisdom spontaneously increase. My emanations will continuously manifest in billions of unmanifestable ways, appearing in forms to help you beings who can be trained. Through my compassionate prayer, may all of you beings who wandering in the three realms of samsara escape from the six left forms. From the beginning, you beings are deluded, because you do not recognize the awareness of the ground. Being thus unmindful of what occurs is delusion, the very state of awareness and the cause of going astray. From this delusive state comes a sudden fainting away, and then a subtle consciousness of wavering fear. From that wavering there arises aspiration of self and the perception of others as enemies. Gradually the tendency of aspiration strengthens, and from this the circle of samsara begins. Then the emotions of the five poisons develop. The action of these emotions are endless. You beings lack awareness because you are unmindful, and this is the basis of you going astray. Through my prayer, may all your beings recognize your intrinsic awareness. Inner awareness means unmindfulness and distraction. Impairing awareness means dualistic thoughts towards self and others. Both kinds of awareness are the basis for the delusion of all beings. Through Khenpo Zampo's prayer, may all your beings wandering in samsara clear away the dark fog of unmindfulness, clear away the clinging thoughts of duality. May you recognize your own intrinsic awareness. Dualistic thoughts create doubt. From subtle attachment to this dualistic turn of mind, dualistic tendencies become stronger and thicker. Food, wealth, clothes, home, and friends. The five objects of the saints and your beloved family, all these things cause torment by creating longing and desire. These are all worldly delusions. The activities of grasping and clinging are endless. When the fruition of attachment ripens, you are born as a hungry ghost, tormented by coveting and desiring, miserable, starving, and thirsty. Through Khenpo Zampo's prayer, may all you desirous and lustful beings who have attachment neither reject longing desires nor accept attachment to desires. Let your consciousness relax in its own natural state. Then your awareness will be able to hold its own. May you achieve the wisdom of a perfect discernment. Then external object appears. The subtle consciousness of fear will arise. From this fear, the habit of anger becomes stronger and stronger. Finally, hostility comes, casting violence and murder. When the fruit of this anger ripens, you will suffer in hell by boiling and burning. Through Khenpo prayer, you beings of the six realms, when strong anger arises for you, neither reject nor accept it. Instead, relax in the natural state and achieve the wisdom of clarity. When your mind becomes full of pride, there will arise thoughts of compassion and humiliation. As this pride becomes stronger and stronger, you will experience the suffering of quarrels and abuse. When the fruit of this karma ripens, you will be born in the God realms and experience the suffering of change and falling to lower rebirths. Through Khenpo's prayer, may you become who develop pride. Let your consciousness relax in the natural state. Then your awareness will be able to hold its own. May you achieve the wisdom of equanimity. By increasing the habit of duality, by praising yourself and distinguishing others, your combative mind will lead you to jealousy and fighting, and you will be born in the jealous God realm, where there is much killing and injury. From the result of that killing, you will fall into the hell realms. Through Khenpo's prayer, when jealousy and competitive thoughts arise, do not grasp them as enemies. Just relaxing is, then consciousness can hold its own natural state. May you achieve the wisdom of unobstructed action. By being distracted, seeker, and unmindful, your brains will become dull, foggy, and forgetful. By being unconscious and lazy, you will increase your ignorance, and the fruit of this ignorance will be to wander helplessly in the animal realm. Through Khenpo's prayer, may you beings who have fallen into the dark pit of ignorance shine the light of mindfulness and thereby achieve wisdom free from thought. All your beings of the three realms are actually identical to Buddha's the ground of all. But your misunderstanding of the ground caused you to go to astray, so you act without aim. The six karmic actions are delusion, like a dream. I am the promoter of Buddha, had to attain the six kinds of being. Through all my manifestations, through Khenpo's prayer, may all your beings, without exception, extend in the state of Dharma-dartha. Aho! Hereafter, when you are a very powerful yogin with his or her awareness radiant and free from delusion, recite this very powerful prayer. When all who hear it will achieve enlightenment within 3 lifetimes. During a loss or lunar eclipse, during an earthquake on the earth numbers, at the solar solstice or the new year, you should visualize the Khenpo, and if you pray loudly so all can hear, the beings of the three realms will be gradually liberated from suffering through the prayer of the yogin and will finally achieve enlightenment. So now we go to the end of this prayer. It's page 70 as a dedication. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind, Ru and lineage Lama, divine example of Yodams and example of the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Veros and virtues, Yogins and darkness dwelling in the 10 directions. Please hear my prayer. May all the virtue collected in the 3 times, by myself and all in samsara and the nirvana and the inner rule of virtue, not the result in the worldly concerns, the full cause of samsara, or wrapping as the state of a Shavaka or Pakchika Buddha. May all mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me and mine, obstructors who harm Maras, who mislead and the holder of demons, experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and safely attain and surpass complete, perfect, precious Buddhahood. By the power of this vast rule of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May concern about fame, reputation, wealth, and honor in this life not rest for even a moment. May my mind be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta. And through that, may I become a spiritual master with good quality equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. At the time of death, may the suffering of severing the left channel not arise. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of mind as such and the providing clarity of Shamatha. May in any case gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the pardon. Emma Hall, the next page, 71. In the center is the marvelous Buddha Amitabha of boundless light. On the right side is the Lord of great compassion, and on the left is Vajrapani, the Lord of powerful means, all surrounded by limitless Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Immeasurable peace and happiness is the bliss for puring of Devaji. When I and all beings pass from samsara, may we be born there without taking samsaric rebirth. May we have the blessing of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions. May we attain this aspiration without hindrance. Tiyata Pinsandaya Avamodhanaya Soha Omane me ho 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 Gewan yorda da jinre ze wandul jo rowa je jamale ba de salango ba sho